Imagine this. You're walking through a quiet town square in medieval France when you see a woman dancing. She's not smiling. She's not celebrating. Her body jerks and twitches like she's possessed. People gather around, confused, horrified. And then, one by one, others begin to join her. Dozens, hundreds, dancing without music, without joy, and without stopping. No, this isn't the start of a horror movie. This actually happened. In the summer of 1518, the city of Strasbourg witnessed one of the strangest, most chilling events in human history. A dancing plague, a real-life epidemic, where people danced uncontrollably for days, some even until their deaths. And to this day, we still don't fully understand why. So, was it mass hysteria, a psychological break, a spiritual curse, or something far more mysterious? Let's rewind the clock. Strasbourg, July 1518. A small city, nestled within the Holy Roman Empire. It's hot. Tensions are high. Famine has ravaged the region. The plague has visited before. Life is hard, unpredictable, and full of fear. People are praying for relief. Any relief. And then, a woman named Frau Trophea walks out into the street and starts to dance. No music, no reason. Just dance. At first, neighbors think she's possessed. Others believe it's some form of divine punishment or madness. But then she keeps going. Not for an hour. Not for a night. But for 6 straight days. No one can stop her. Her feet are blistered. She's dehydrated. But her body keeps moving, as if someone, or something, is pulling the strings. And then, more people join in. Within a week, 30 others are dancing uncontrollably through the city streets. By the end of the month, the number rises to over 400. The city is in chaos. People are collapsing from exhaustion, foaming at the mouth, breaking bones, suffering heart attacks, even dying from sheer overexertion. Imagine watching your friend or your child dance themselves to death and being completely helpless to stop it. But here's where it gets even weirder. The authorities don't try to stop the dancers at first. Nope. They do the opposite. They build a stage, hire musicians, even clear out the marketplace to give the dancers more room. Why? Because they thought this was a form of spiritual purging, a divine heat in the blood. They believed the only way to get it out was to let it burn through the body, to dance it out. But the deaths continued, so they reversed course, shut down the music, locked the dancers away. Some were taken to the shrine of Saint Vitus, the patron saint of epilepsy and dancing. Yes, dancing! Pilgrims believed he could cure the afflicted. Others were forced into isolation, or prayed over by monks, or even bled, as if it were a physical illness. But nothing made sense, and no cure really worked. So what was it? Let's explore some of the theories, and they range from the scientific to the supernatural. One theory, ergot poisoning, a toxic fungus that grows on damp rye and causes hallucinations, convulsions, and muscle spasms. Sounds promising, right? Except, ergot also causes stiffness, not flowing movement. It can lead to seizures and delirium. But days-long dancing, that's a stretch. Plus, if it was a bad batch of bread, wouldn't everyone who ate it be affected the same way? Another theory? Mass psychogenic illness, aka mass hysteria. The idea here is that the extreme stress of famine, disease, and religious fear triggered a kind of psychological domino effect. People were so mentally broken, they literally danced themselves into collapse. But here's the catch. Psychogenic illness tends to be short-lived and usually burns out in smaller, more confined groups. Not in hundreds, not in public squares, and not for weeks. Could it have been spiritual possession? That's what many at the time believed. Some saw it as punishment from Saint Vitus himself. Others thought it was the devil's curse. In those days, dancing outbreaks weren't unheard of. Records show similar episodes in Germany and the Netherlands, but none as large or as deadly as Strasbourg's. So here's the question that haunts us centuries later. What really happened? Could the answer lie in the power of belief itself? Think about it. In 1518, religion wasn't just personal. It was everything. People believed saints could cure them or curse them. They believed dancing could purge sin or invite it. In such a charged environment, with no modern science to explain illness or emotion, belief had physical power. The mind could trick the body, or maybe even control it. And that leads us to a chilling possibility. What if these people weren't sick or mad, but under a kind of collective spell, not cast by a witch or a demon, but by fear, desperation, and belief itself? Because here's the thing. Our minds are powerful. Powerful enough to cause real symptoms, real trauma, and real death. History is filled with examples. Fainting epidemics, laughter plagues, and now, dancing frenzies. But even that doesn't explain everything. Why did it go on so long? Why did it affect so many? Why did it start with just one woman and end weeks later with no resolution? There are no easy answers. Some believe the government quietly intervened, maybe violently. Others think the shrine to Saint Vitus actually worked, that the dance was a spiritual affliction, and prayer broke its hold. And some believe the truth was buried, literally, along with the victims. To this day, the dancing plague remains one of the strangest unsolved medical mysteries in the world. It defies science. It challenges psychology. It dances on the edge of reason and madness. But perhaps the scariest part isn't what happened in 1518. It's the idea that it could happen again. Because if our beliefs can drive us to such extremes, if fear and stress can break the body as well as the mind, then maybe the next plague won't come from a virus, but from within. So here's a question for you. If you lived in 1518, would you have danced? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was it mass hysteria, a curse, or something we still don't have words for? If this bizarre tale of real-life horror fascinated you, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to HistoryNibbles, where strange stories from the past bite deep. Thanks for watching. And remember, history doesn't just repeat itself. Sometimes it dances back.